The OnePlus 15, priced at 3,999 yuan, and the iQOO 15 from 4,199 yuan. These two amazing phones have absolutely set off a frenzy in the smartphone world at the end of 2025. As everyone knows, OnePlus and iQOO are sub-brands of Oppo and Vivo, respectively, but they offer flagship-level performance that rivals their parent brands, all at a more affordable price, so their advantages are pretty obvious. So in this video, let's break down the advantages of the OnePlus 15 and the iQOO 15, and see which one can meet your needs. First, let's take a look at the looks of these two contenders. If you like, the one on the left is option A, and the one on the right is option B. This time, OnePlus really went bold, completely ditching the old circular camera module. The new design is a bit reminiscent of the Oppo Find 9, but it still keeps the performance phone vibe. The new camera module doesn't affect the grip at all. Whether you're holding it in portrait or landscape mode, it's super comfortable, which is a big plus. The frame and the back panel visually blend together almost seamlessly, and the whole body has a matte finish, giving it a really premium feel. The frame is made of metal, which gives it a bit of grip. The back panel uses a combination of glass and fiberglass, making it feel super smooth. I seriously have to recommend the sand dune color. It's got a really premium texture. On the front, there's a 1.15mm ultra-narrow bezel on all four sides, which looks really striking to the naked eye and is still among the best in the industry. I never expected the looks to become such a standout feature of the OnePlus 15 this time. It's honestly a real highlight, which totally caught me off guard. The iQOO 15, on the other hand, continues the design language of the previous generation. It's a real classic. The camera module keeps its rounded rectangle design. The frame on this generation is really interesting. It's now got a matte metal texture, and when you cover the camera module, it honestly feels like you're holding an iPhone 15 Pro Max. Because the back panel is now pure flat glass, it instantly takes me back to 2023. The iQOO 15 is clearly modeled after the iPhone 15 in terms of looks. Well, they're both 15 after all, so it makes sense. Besides the white one I have here, there's also a very stylish color called Wing Yin. It looks really good in the promo images, with plenty of Chinese-style elements. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to get the first release version. If you're planning to buy one, I definitely recommend this color. It'll make your iQOO 15 stand out from the crowd. Screen competition is intense. The OnePlus 15 has the world's first 165Hz ultra-high refresh display with 1.5K resolution. It also has ultra-narrow 1.15mm bezels on all sides. The screen is the third-generation X3 Oriental screen from BOE, a company from Hefei, Anhui, my hometown. I'm proud of that. Let me explain, a good screen isn't just about resolution. Refresh rate, ultra-thin bezels on all four sides, whether the screen can display at minimum brightness across the whole display, and how it feels at high brightness. These specs are also really important. The X3 Oriental screen on the OnePlus 15 performs excellently in all these aspects. On the iQOO 15 side, it uses Samsung's latest M14 display, with a 144Hz high refresh rate and 2K resolution. This is also a very high-quality screen. The only downside is that it doesn't have equally thin bezels on all four sides, so it doesn't look quite as sleek. Plus, the bezels are still 1.5mm, and it can't achieve a minimum brightness of 1 nit across the whole screen. Still, the iQOO 15's 2K resolution screen is quite competitive and definitely deserves some praise. It probably wasn't cheap either. When it comes to battery and charging, these two are really going all out against each other. The OnePlus 15 is equipped with a massive 7,300 mAh Glacier battery, while the iQOO 15 isn't backing down either, packing a 7,000 mAh Blue Ocean battery. In actual testing, under the same Wi-Fi and environment, playing the same movie from the same platform simultaneously, with brightness maxed out and the external speakers set to 2 bars, after the whole movie finished, the OnePlus 15 still had 85% battery left, while the iQOO 15 had 80% remaining. As for charging, the OnePlus 15 supports 120W wired super fast charging, plus 50W wireless fast charging. The iQOO 15, on the other hand, supports 100W fast charging and 40W wireless fast charging. In terms of performance experience, both phones are equipped with the latest generation Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip, which is claimed to be Qualcomm's most powerful flagship chip to date. In actual tests, the data for both phones is pretty much neck and neck, but the OnePlus 15 does offer a new experience, since it's the industry's first with a 165Hz refresh rate. Games like Delta Force, Hawk Ops, League of Legends, Wild Rift, and Naruto Mobile have already unlocked the 165 frames per second ultra-high frame rate mode, making gameplay incredibly smooth and exciting. If you often play first-person shooting games, you'll especially enjoy it, since the difference between top players can sometimes come down to just 20 frames per second. When it comes to imaging, I think this is where the biggest difference between these two phones lies. To put it bluntly, the iQOO 15 gets completely outclassed by the OnePlus 15 when it comes to imaging. Under the same conditions, if you look closely at the photos taken with the iQOO 15, the white balance is actually pretty off. It skews heavily toward red. Plus, the iQOO 15 applies way too much sharpening. It's not the kind of sharpness you get from high resolution and good individual pixel quality, it's just over-sharpened. So at first glance, the photos look vibrant and super clear, but after looking at them for a while, they actually feel really uncomfortable and cheap. When taking selfies with the front camera, the OnePlus 15 delivers a really high-quality look. Whether it's the smoothness of the skin or the color tuning, the photos come out great. On the other hand, with the iQOO 15, the overall color looks washed out and there's some color shifting. The skin smoothing is cranked up way too high, so the photos completely lack texture. Maybe I just have higher standards when it comes to imaging, but that's just the reality. To see this kind of image processing on a phone that costs 4,000 or 5,000 yuan, I just can't understand it. I really can't. When it comes to video recording, these two phones also don't feel like they're in the same price range at all. The OnePlus 15 supports up to 4K at 120 frames per second, while the iQOO 15 only goes up to 4K at 60 frames per second. If I remember correctly, Vivo was actually the first to use 4K at 120 frames per second before Oppo, right? So why is it that iQOO is being stingy with this feature now? And even when both are shooting at 4K 60 frames per second, the OnePlus 15 clearly has better resolution. Plus, when it comes to skin tone processing, OnePlus has really learned the essence from Oppo. It looks super refined. Honestly, if I had only bought the iQOO 15, I really wouldn't be saying this about it. After all, there's no disappointment without comparison. The iQOO 15's camera performance is definitely not bad among performance-focused phones, and it can absolutely hold its own on its own. But it just can't compete with the upgrades on the OnePlus 15 this time. To the iQOO camera team, I sincerely suggest you buy a OnePlus 15 to compare and see the difference, or maybe reach out to Vivo and see if they can give you a hand. So to sum it up, both of these phones are top-tier performance devices. If you're a hardcore gamer, either one is a great choice. If you want to experience a super high 165Hz refresh rate, a bigger battery, and faster charging, you can go with the OnePlus 15. But if you have really high standards for display clarity and love watching shows, then the iQOO 15 is the one to pick. And if you want a better photography experience, trust me, you have to go with the OnePlus 15. This is probably the best camera system OnePlus has ever had. This time, you can enjoy the flagship Oppo camera experience on the OnePlus 15. Isn't that pretty awesome? Okay, that's it for this video. You can go to a physical store, try them out for yourself, and then make your choice. See you next time.